All right. Good afternoon and welcome to the Psychology of Spending. My name is Whitney and this is my co-host Steve. Today we are going to teach you techniques to help you control your spending. We are also going to discuss why it is hard to stick to a budget, the difference between needs and wants, as well as tips to help you save money. Thank you all so much for being here.
One of the first questions to ask yourself, is there a problem? The www.consumerfinance.gov, Consumer Tools Financial Wellbeing, has a great questionnaire that kind of compares your spending and where you kind of want to be. Another thing what you can do is ask yourself, has your friends or family ever told you that you had a spending problem? This could be an indication that your spending may be out of control.
All right, and now, what do you spend your money on? Tracking your money on a regular basis can give you a good picture of where your money is going and help you determine where you would like your money to go instead. You can review your monthly checking account and credit card statements to see where your money is going. Next, you can categorize your spending. Maybe your morning coffee routine is adding up, or you are paying for recurring subscriptions you could do without. If this feels a bit overwhelming for you, try downloading a budget or tracking app on your phone. I really like Intuit Mint and Personal Cap. Personal Capital is a free and easy app that syncs up all your accounts in one location. It creates summaries of your spending, net worth, and investment. Intuit Mint is similar, and it also gives you your FICO credit score. And these are pictures of the apps.
One of the recommendations is break your spending into categories. The three categories that you should break it up to is things you need, things you have to pay, and things you want.
Okay, so first, things you need. Things you need may include housing, basic utilities, groceries, transportation, insurance, minimum loan payments, and childcare. Some important questions to ask yourself are, where am I purchasing this item from? Can I get the item for less? And can I buy in bulk? Sometimes we may shop at more expensive stores because they are closer to where we live. However, other stores may have the same products for less. The dollar store and Walmart both sell name brand products for much cheaper than other stores. If you like to shop organic or have certain health needs, try Trader Joe's and Aldi's versus Whole Foods. Lastly, cleaning supplies and toiletries are great to buy in bulk because you save money. Costco, Sam's Clubs, and other stores are great places to buy in bulk.
And things to be beware of is store loyalty. Just going to one store constantly, you may not be looking at the different stores that might have the items for cheaper. And failing to do research is another problem, is to be really looking at all the different options that you have and rushing to purchase. As we talked about rushing to purchase in our last financial literacy program, is that you are might be not clipping coupons for the item, not waiting for it to be on sale. Another problem to be aware of is not predicting your future needs. If you haven't use a lot of one item and it's on sale, or you can get it for really cheap, buy several of it. And that way you can be prepared for the future.
Now, things that you have to pay. Rent, utilities, and other bills are necessities that you have to pay. However, there may be payment plans, deferred payment arrangements, or programs to assist you. LaHeap is a program that helps with electricity and gas payments. There are also prescription savings programs such as GoodRx.com. Also, it is important to pay these bills on time so that you avoid late fees. For credit cards, make sure to pay on time even if you're paying the minimum, because they have expensive late fees and can also affect your credit score.
And for things you want is understanding your individual patterns and goals.
Now we're going to discuss some budget and spending strategies.
If you use Amazon or another online site, pull up your want purchases for the last year. And for each item, focus on what you paid for that item and ask yourself the following questions. Did you use the item? I know, like, for a lot of times I buy stuff and it might still be in this package and I just kind of wasted money because I didn't use the item. And for the items that you brought, ask yourself, when was the last time you used it? What hopes did you have for the item? Did the item make you happy? Did you find it for a lower cost since the time you purchased it? On a scale to 1 to 10, are you glad that you purchased the item? And if you find yourself with a lot of items, it's only like ranking a 3 or a 2, you may have to really question about like your spending habits and what you're spending your money on for things that don't make you really happy.
How do you pay? Credit cards. What is credit card interest? Interest is what credit card companies charge you for borrowing money. It is typically expressed as an annual percentage rate or APR. With most credit cards, you are only charged interest if you don't pay your bill in full each month. In that case, the credit card company charges interest on your unpaid balance and adds that charge to your balance. So if you don't pay off your full balance the following month, you'll end up paying interest on your interest. So it kind of is compounded. And this is how credit card balances can grow rapidly and sometimes get out of hand. And right here at www.cardratings.com, credit card interest calculator is a link that takes you to a credit card interest calculator. It lets you enter your credit card balance, your interest rate, and an average monthly payment or a time period to see how much interest you'll actually pay based on your monthly payment or in a specific period of time. So this is a great resource to check out.
So when you if you spend on a credit card $1,700 on a store credit card with 26.74% interest and decide to pay $100 per month, you'll be paying an extra $395. The actual purchase cost of $1,700 worth of items is $2,095. And this is really, really important to kind of, when you're using credit cards, realize that things are going to be a lot higher than you expect. And advice, the faster you pay off a credit card balance, the less you will spend.
How are you paying? If you can pay with a debit card or a cash, pay that way versus a if you can pay with a debit card or cash versus credit card. That way you're going to pay for your item up front and not have to deal with the APR interest or any sort of late fees.
One of the different things about your spending, psychology of spending, is being aware of when you spend money. What kind of moods and feelings are you feeling? Do you feel happy, depressed, lonely, bored, or hopeless? And one of the important things, if you find yourself, let's say you're feeling like when you're lonely and you find yourself spending constantly money when you're feeling lonely, then kind of ask yourself, what could I do, other activities to address my loneliness other than spending money? And it was really kind of important to analyze what kind of feelings you feel when you spend and to be able to address those feelings in less expensive ways if you plan to stick to your budget.
Stress increases spending. When someone experiences stress, they may spend more, specifically towards products that they believe are necessities and that allow for control in an otherwise uncontrollable environment. These are two different studies that found the connection between stress and spending. For example, during the pandemic, toilet paper, cleaning products, and hand sanitizer were flying off the shelves. These products were seen as necessities, which led to an increase in purchases, hoarding, and marking up prices, because sometimes people would buy a whole lot and kind of hoard items, which made it that there were less of those items for other people who also needed them. And then these people sometimes would turn around and try to charge more and sell them. Many stores had higher profits during 2020, including Amazon. As you can see, Amazon profits increased by 300% during the pandemic.
It's also kind of important to look at situations of spending. For example, do you spend a lot when you're getting your paycheck? If you're going out for celebrations, around certain friends, or if you have a mental health disorder, and or afraid to lose a deal. A lot of times, looking at ways in the situation that you're spending money, you can be more cognizant of that spending habit and be able to deal with it then.
And now the psychology of savings. So here are some important questions and things to think about. You may want to explore your relationship with money. How did your beliefs develop and who impacted your spending habits? There are many factors that can contribute to why a person saves rather than spends. It is important to look at our relationship with money. Some factors include an individual's upbringing as well as spending habits of the people who raised them. Individual life experiences where you may have lost a large amount of money may make you save more versus spending.
And questions to ask yourself: do I put wants over needs? Do I try to rationalize how a want is a need and have my budget changed? And this is really kind of important to do, is kind of like asking yourself, is what is really a want and what is literally a need? Because a lot of times when we have a want, we can kind of convince ourselves that it's actually a need, and then we get off the budget. And it's really important to kind of really ask these questions to if you're gonna stick to a good budget.
Any questions? Please leave a comment below if you have any questions. You can also make an appointment to meet with your HHCD office if you need additional assistance. HHCD office have a variety of material to help you with credit, budgeting, and helping you save. We also have books from the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. The different books are titled Behind on Bills, Building Your Savings, Debt Getting in Your Way, Want Credit to Work for You. Thank you all so much for coming, and have a wonderful day.